You're listening to Speak English with Chat.
On Chat English. Welcome back to Chat English, the podcast that helps you speak the way people actually talk. Today, we are fixing the number one reason you freeze in conversations, and we are doing it by installing a simple verbal reflex that works every single time. Imagine it is 8:58 a.m. You step into the office elevator and the doors close. It is just you and your boss. Your heart starts beating fast. He looks at you and asks, "Catch the game last night?" And suddenly your mind goes completely blank. You know the words, but you just stare at him in silence.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. Just yesterday, I ran into my neighbor while I was taking out the trash. He asked me something simple like heading out of town, and I just froze. I stood there holding a bag of garbage, staring at him like I had never heard English before. My brain just totally unplugged.
That is exactly what we call the elevator freeze. And believe it or not, Dan, it's not actually a language problem.
It sure feels like a language problem when I'm standing there in silence.
It feels like one, but it's actually cognitive overload. Your brain is trying to translate the question, decide on a cool answer, check your grammar, and impress the other person all at the same time. It's too much processing for one brain to handle in 1 second.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like when you have too many tabs open on your computer and the whole thing just freezes up.
Exactly. So today, we are going to close some of those tabs. We are learning the echo and add technique, so you never have to stand in awkward silence again.
I'm ready. How do we start?
We need to understand the biology of what's happening first. When that boss or neighbor asks you a surprise question, your brain enters a fight or flight mode. You panic because you think you need to provide information.
Right. I think he asked about the game, so I need to tell him the score, who played, and what I thought about it.
But here's the secret, Dan. Small talk isn't about information. It's about connection. He doesn't actually care about the score of the game. He just wants to acknowledge that you are both humans standing in a metal box together.
So I don't need to give a Wikipedia report.
Not at all. And that pressure to give a perfect report is why you freeze. You're trying to draft an essay in your head while the other person is just waiting for a ping pong ball to come back.
I like that image. A ping pong ball. Just hit it back.
Exactly. We need to stop you from translating and start you reacting. The first step of the echo and add technique is designed to buy you time. It's called the echo.
The echo. Is that like repeating what they said?
Precisely. When someone asks you a question, the very first thing you do, before you even think of an answer, is repeat the key word of their question back to them as a question.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's go back to the elevator. The boss asks, "Do much this weekend?"
The weekend?
Exactly. You just did it.
Wait, that's it? I just say the weekend?
Yes. And notice what happened. You didn't have to think of an answer yet. You just grabbed the last noun he used and tossed it back. The weekend?
It buys me a second or two.
It buys you about 2 to 3 seconds. But more importantly, it shows you are listening. It validates his question. And it takes the pressure off you to have a brilliant opening line instantly.
It feels a little like cheating.
It isn't cheating. It's conversational pacing. Native speakers do this constantly. If I asked you, "Dan, did you see that email from HR?" What would you say?
The email from HR?
Perfect. In that split second while you're saying the email from HR, your brain is actually searching for the file. You're buying yourself processing time without the awkward silence.
Okay, I can see how that lowers the panic. Instead of thinking answer, answer, I just think repeat, repeat.
Right. It's a safety net. Let's try a few. I'm going to ask you some random questions, Dan. Just use the echo. Don't answer them yet. Just echo.
All right, hit me.
Have you tried that new coffee place downstairs?
The new coffee place?
Are you planning on taking any time off soon? Time off? Did you catch the traffic report this morning?
The traffic report?
See how fast that was? You didn't hesitate.
Yeah, I didn't feel that freeze sensation because I didn't have to create anything new. I was just using your words.
Exactly. You're mirroring them. And psychological studies show that mirroring makes people like you more. It makes them feel heard. So you are actually building a better connection than if you had just blurted out no.
Okay, so step one is the echo. The weekend, but I can't just stop there, right? If I just say the weekend and stare at them, that might be weird.
True. The echo is just the bridge. Now you need to cross it. That brings us to step 2, the softener.
The softener, is that like fabric softener?
In a way, yes. It makes the conversation feel smoother and less rigid. After you echo, you want a little phrase that transitions into your real answer. These are phrases like, "to be honest," or "actually," or "funny you ask."
Ah, I hear those all the time.
They are filler phrases, but they are high-value filler phrases. They signal to the listener, Okay, I have thought about your question, and here comes my real answer.
So if we put them together, boss asks, do much this weekend? I say, the weekend? To be honest.
Perfect. And look at what you have achieved. You have spoken for about 4 seconds now. The weekend, to be honest, you haven't actually given any new information yet, but you sound completely fluent and natural.
And I have had 4 seconds to remember what I actually did on Saturday.
Exactly. You are buying yourself a runway to land the plane. Let's look at a few common softeners. My favorite is to be honest. It works for almost everything.
Did you like the movie? The movie, to be honest.
Are you busy right now?
Busy, to be honest.
It works whether the answer is yes or no. Another good one is actually.
The weekend, actually.
Or if you want to sound really casual, you can use you know.
The weekend, you know.
It signals you are about to share something. These softeners remove the robotic feeling of English learners who just answer yes or no.
I used to do that. Someone would ask, did you have a good night? And I would just say, yes. It kills the conversation instantly.
It does. It puts up a wall. The softener opens the door. So we have the echo, the weekend, and the softener, to be honest. Now we need the final piece, the add.
The add. I assume this is where I actually answer the question.
It is. But here is the trap, Dan. This is where most people freeze again because they think they need to tell a whole story.
Right. I feel like I need to explain that I went to the grocery store, then I cleaned the house, then I watched a movie, and the movie was okay, but not great.
And suddenly you are exhausted and you make a grammar mistake and you feel bad. The rule for the add is simple. One detail only.
Just one?
Just one. The one detail rule saves you from cognitive overload. You don't need a summary of your weekend. You just need one tiny anchor for the other person to grab onto.
So instead of the whole list, I just pick the movie?
Exactly. The weekend, to be honest, I just watched a movie.
That's it?
That's it. That is a complete, polite, natural answer. You echoed, you softened, and you added one detail.
The weekend, to be honest, I just watched a movie. That feels so manageable.
It is manageable. And because it is short, you are less likely to make a grammar mistake. You are staying in the safety zone.
I love that. I always try to over-explain myself because I worry my life is boring. I feel like if I just say I watched a movie, they will think I'm a boring person.
That is such a common fear. But remember the ping pong analogy. If you hit 10 balls at them at once, telling them about the groceries and the cleaning and the movie, they can't hit anything back. But if you just send one ball, I watched a movie, they can easily say, oh, which one?
So being brief actually helps the conversation continue?
Exactly. It invites a follow-up. You are making it easy for them to talk to you.
Okay, I am sold. Echo, softener, add.
Before we practice this, I want to give you a really useful vocabulary word for the add part. It is perfect for when you didn't do anything special, which is usually when we panic the most.
Oh yeah, when I have literally done nothing, I feel so guilty saying nothing.
The word is low-key. Low-key. Low-key.
Low-key. I have heard that in music, but how do we use it here?
In conversation, low-key means relaxed, quiet, or simple. It turns doing nothing into a positive choice. Instead of saying, I did nothing, which sounds sad, you say, I had a low-key weekend.
Oh, I like that. It sounds intentional, like I chose to relax.
Exactly. The weekend, to be honest, it was pretty low-key.
That sounds so natural. It was pretty low-key.
It implies you just stayed home, chilled out, maybe ordered food. It is the perfect answer when you don't have a big story.
The weekend, to be honest, it was pretty low-key. Just caught up on sleep.
Perfect application of the one detail rule. Just caught up on sleep. By the way, notice the grammar there?
What about it?
You didn't say, I just caught up on sleep. You said, just caught up on sleep.
Oh, right. I dropped the I.
In spoken English, especially in the add, we often drop the pronoun if it is clear. Caught up on sleep. Went to the gym. Stayed in. It makes you sound faster and more casual.
It is funny, my textbook always demands full sentences. I went to the cinema.
Textbooks are great for passing tests, but they can be terrible for the elevator. In the elevator, speed wins. Went to the cinema is faster.
So let's recap. Echo, the weekend, softener, to be honest, add, it was low-key, just stayed in.
That is a masterclass answer, Dan. You went from freezing to flowing in about 5 seconds.
And I didn't have to invent anything complex.
Before we jump into a full simulation, if you are finding these practical breakdowns helpful, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are building a whole library of these real-life scripts that you won't find in traditional lessons. If you want to handle meetings, phone calls, and coffee chats without the panic, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
Yeah, we have some great episodes coming up on how to interrupt people politely, which is another nightmare of mine.
Absolutely. Okay, Dan, are you ready to try this in a real scenario?
I think so. My palms are a little sweaty, but I am ready.
I am going to be the boss. You are you. We are in the elevator. It is Monday morning.
Okay, I am holding my coffee. I am looking at the numbers change.
I turn to you and say, "Hey, Dan, do much this weekend?"
The weekend? To be honest, it was pretty low-key. Just took the kids to the park.
Boom. Amazing.
Wow, that felt easy.
It was easy because you had a structure. You didn't have to think, what is the grammar for past tense? You just followed the steps. Echo, softener, add.
It gave me something to say immediately. As soon as you finished speaking, I knew my first word was the weekend.
That is the key. You eliminate the decision fatigue. Let's try one more, a bit harder.
Bring it on.
Scenario. You are at the coffee machine. A colleague from another department walks up. I say, "Hey, Dan, working on anything exciting?"
Anything exciting? Actually, not really. Just clearing out my inbox.
So good. You used actually as the softener.
Yeah, to be honest, felt a bit heavy there. Actually felt lighter.
And you dropped the pronoun. Just clearing out my inbox, instead of I am just clearing out my inbox.
It flows so much better. I feel like I'm hacking the system.
You are. You are hacking the disconnect between your brain knowing grammar and your mouth actually speaking it.
Can we talk about one phrase you used earlier? You said play it by ear.
Yes, that is a great idiom for the weekend plans conversation.
Does it mean listening to music?
No, nothing to do with music, although it comes from musicians playing without sheet music. In conversation, play it by ear means you don't have a plan. You are going to decide what to do as you go along.
Oh, that is perfect for me. I never make plans.
So if I ask, what are you doing Saturday, you can use the echo and add.
Saturday? To be honest, I'm just gonna play it by ear.
Beautiful. You sound like a native speaker. Saturday? To be honest, I'm just going to play it by ear.
That is such a useful phrase because I don't have plans sounds a bit boring, but I'm going to play it by ear sounds spontaneous and cool.
Exactly. It reframes the situation.
Okay, I have a question. What if I genuinely didn't hear them? Like it is loud or they mumbled. Can I still use the echo?
That is a great question. If you didn't hear the key word, you can't echo it. In that case, you need a different reflex. But if you heard even one word, you can echo that word with a rising intonation.
So if they mumble, presentation, I just say the presentation?
Yes, and they will clarify. Yeah, the presentation for tomorrow. And then you are back in the game.
It's like a universal adapter plug for conversation.
It really is. The goal is to keep the ball moving. Silence is the heavy thing. Words are light. Just throw a word back.
I feel like we should let our listeners try this.
I agree. We are going to do a simulation. I am going to be the colleague in the elevator again. I will ask a question. I want you, listening right now, to answer out loud. I will leave a pause for you to speak, and then Dan will give a sample answer so you can check yourself. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, you are stepping into the elevator. I smile at you. I say, "Hey, catch the news this morning?" The news? To be honest, I missed it. Just rolled out of bed. Nice. Did you guys get that? The news was the echo. To be honest, or actually, was the softener. And I missed it was the add.
Let's do another one. This is fun.
Okay. We are waiting for a meeting to start. I turn to you and ask, "Have you tried that sandwich place next door?" The sandwich place? Actually, I haven't. Is it good? Excellent. You turned the add into a question back to me. Is it good? That is advanced level.
I felt confident, so I went for it.
That is what happens when you stop panicking. You start playing.
I really hope everyone listening actually said that out loud. It feels weird talking to a podcast, but it locks it in your memory.
It does. Neurons that fire together, wire together. You have to speak to build the muscle.
I want to go back to mind went blank for a second. We used that at the beginning. Is that the best way to describe forgetting?
It is the most natural way. My mind went blank. It means the information was there, but the screen turned off.
I also liked on the spot.
Yes, put on the spot. That is the feeling of pressure. He put me on the spot. It means he asked me a question I wasn't prepared for.
So I could say, my boss put me on the spot and my mind went blank.
Exactly. And then you use the echo to fix it.
It is a complete toolkit for social survival.
It really is. And remember, the biggest takeaway today isn't just the words. It is the permission to not be perfect instantly.
Yeah, the echo gives you permission to pause.
And low-key gives you permission to be boring.
And dropping the pronouns gives you permission to be casual.
It is all about lowering the bar so you can actually jump over it. When you try to jump over the perfect English bar, you trip. When you lower it to connection, you sail right over.
I am definitely using low-key this weekend. Even if I'm doing something high energy, I might just say it's low-key to sound cool.
The marathon? Low-key. Just running 26 miles.
The Nobel Prize ceremony? Low-key, just picking up a medal.
Okay, maybe don't use it for that. But for pizza and Netflix, it is perfect.
Got it.
We have covered a lot today. The science of the freeze, the echo, the softener, the add, and the one detail rule.
Plus low-key, play it by ear, and put on the spot.
It is a packed episode. But if you take one thing away, just take the echo. Start there.
Next time someone speaks to you, just repeat the last word. Even if you know the answer, just try it.
Try it to feel the difference. Feel how your heart rate stays down. Feel how much more control you have.
It is addictive once you start.
Now we want to hear from you. We're going to practice the add in the comments.
But we want you to use the one detail rule.
Exactly. I want you to answer this question in the comments. Do much this weekend?
But start with the phrase, to be honest, it was low-key. Just, and then finish the sentence.
Just watched TV. Just slept. Just went for a walk. Keep it simple.
I can't wait to see how boring everyone's weekends were.
The more boring, the better the English.
I love that.
Remember, fluency isn't about knowing every word in the dictionary. It's about having the tools to handle the situations you are actually in.
And today, you added a power drill to your toolkit.
Go out there and use it. Don't let the elevator win.
You got this.
Thanks for listening to Chat English. We'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.